Do you often feel that you are listening to a different kind of music than the world around you? That you perceive hidden patterns, underlying meanings, and future possibilities where others see only the concrete surface of things? Perhaps you felt a sense of being an old soul, an outsider looking in, possessing a rich, complex inner world that is both your greatest sanctuary and, at times, your most profound source of isolation. If this resonates deep within your being, you may be what Carl Jung's profound psychological framework identifies as an intuitive introvert. This isn't merely a personality label, it is a fundamental orientation to life, a way of being that prioritizes the inner landscape of ideas, symbols, and deep unconscious connections. Today, we journey into the heart of this unique psychological nature, specifically exploring the worlds of the INFJ and INTJ, the two types guided by the powerful function of introverted intuition. We will uncover the true signs of this orientation, moving beyond simple stereotypes to understand the very fabric of how an intuitive introvert experiences reality. This is an exploration for every soul who has ever felt they see a deeper truth, a hidden why beneath it all, and seeks to understand and embrace their own unique and often powerful way of being in the world. Before we can explore the specific signs of the intuitive introvert, we must first understand the fundamental architecture of this unique psyche according to Carl Jung. It is built upon two powerful pillars, the orientation of introversion and the perceptive function of introverted intuition. For Jung, introversion is not about shyness or social anxiety, but about the very direction of one's life force, one's libido. The introvert's primary source of energy and meaning comes from the inner world, the rich internal landscape of ideas, concepts, and subjective experiences. While they navigate the outer world, their home base is within, and it is to this inner sanctuary they must retreat to recharge and process. The outer world of constant stimulation can be profoundly draining for them, as their energy naturally flows inward. The second and perhaps most defining pillar for the INFJ and INTJ is their dominant function, introverted intuition, often abbreviated as INI. This is not the intuition of a simple gut feeling, but a profound and complex way of perceiving reality. It is a function that gazes inward, not at concrete memories, but into the vast symbolic sea of the unconscious. It seeks the underlying patterns, the archetypal themes, the long-term trajectory of how events will unfold. The NI-dominant mind is like a deep well. It quietly gathers vast amounts of disparate, often unconscious information, and then suddenly a singular, powerful insight will emerge, a holistic vision of the big picture. It's less concerned with what is in the present moment and more obsessed with what this means and where this is all going.
This function operates like a form of psychic time travel, perceiving the essence of a situation and its inevitable future outcome. For the intuitive introvert, this isn't a tool they occasionally use. It is the very lens through which they experience life. It is their default operating system, their greatest strength, and the source of their most unique gifts and profound challenges. Understanding this deep inward gaze and this powerful pattern-seeking perception is the key to unlocking all the signs that follow. They are not random traits, but direct consequences of living life guided by this extraordinary inner compass. With the foundation of introversion and introverted intuition, INI, established, we can now begin to see how this powerful inner orientation manifests in the world, not as a set of personality quirks, but as a consistent and unique way of perceiving reality. The first signs are found in the very nature of what captures your attention and how your mind processes information. The first sign is that you are consistently more drawn to the why behind things than the what. While others might focus on the concrete details, the facts, and the immediate reality of a situation, your mind instinctively plummets to a deeper level. You are relentlessly curious about the underlying principles, the long-term implications, the symbolic meaning, the hidden pattern that connects it all. You live in a world of what if and what could be, often finding the simple, uninterpreted what is to be somewhat unsatisfying or incomplete. This is a direct expression of your dominant NI, which bypasses surface data in its quest for the timeless, archetypal essence of a situation. This leads to the second sign. You experience sudden, profound aha moments of insight that seem to come from nowhere. You may wrestle consciously with a complex problem for hours or even days, feeling like you are getting nowhere. Then, perhaps when you're doing something entirely different, like taking a shower or going for a walk, the complete holistic solution or understanding will flash into your mind, fully formed. This is the signature process of NI. It works tirelessly in the background, in the unconscious, synthesizing immense amounts of data. It doesn't present its findings step by step. It waits until the entire intricate puzzle is solved and then delivers the complete picture to your conscious ego in a single, powerful download of insight. It feels less like deduction and more like revelation. The third sign is a natural and often lifelong fascination with complex symbolic systems. You may find yourself deeply drawn to philosophy, mythology, theoretical physics, spiritual traditions, or intricate fictional worlds with deep lore and history. These systems are playgrounds for your pattern-seeking mind. NI thrives on connecting disparate concepts into a unified, overarching vision. It seeks the theory of everything, the deep archetypal structures that repeat themselves across all fields of human endeavor. Your mind is not content to simply learn facts. It yearns to understand the very architecture of reality itself. These three signs taken together reveal a worldview constantly oriented towards the unseen, the symbolic, and the potential future, a mind forever seeking the deep truth beneath the surface of things. The unique inner architecture of the intuitive introvert, with its deep inward gaze and its focus on unseen patterns, inevitably shapes a distinct approach to the social world, one that is often misunderstood by those with a more external orientation. This next group of signs explores the social experience of the ni-dominant mind, revealing its profound need for depth and its often misinterpreted outward demeanor. The fourth sign is that you feel physically and mentally drained by superficial small talk, yet crave deep, meaningful conversation. Social gatherings filled with pleasantries about the weather, gossip, or logistical details can feel like a profound waste of your limited introverted energy. It's not that you are antisocial, it's that your dominant introverted intuition is starved for substance. NI seeks meaning, patterns, and authentic connection. Small talk offers none of these. It is all surface, no depth. A single hour-long conversation that delves into philosophy, the nature of a relationship, or a shared vision for the future can feel infinitely more nourishing and energizing than an entire evening of shallow interactions. You seek a communion of souls, not just a collection of passing words. This often contributes to the fifth sign, a lifelong feeling of being an old soul, somehow out of sync with your peers. Even from a young age, you may have felt that your concerns were different, more focused on the long term, on the deeper why of things. This is a natural consequence of a future-oriented NI. While others are absorbed in the immediate trends and social dramas of the moment, your mind is instinctively charting the decades-long trajectory, seeing the archetypal patterns playing out in human behavior. This gives you a perspective that can seem unusually mature, creating a sense of quiet separateness, the feeling of watching the play from a slightly different vantage point than the other actors on stage. Finally, the sixth sign, and one of the most common sources of misunderstanding, is that you can appear aloof, detached, or even cold, while internally you care with an immense and profound depth. When faced with an emotionally charged situation or important information, your first instinct is not to react outwardly, but to withdraw inwardly. You pull the experience into the deep well of your intuition to process it, to understand its essence, its full context, its future implications. To an observer, this looks like a lack of immediate emotional response. But for you, this inner processing is the response. It is the highest form of respect you can pay to a situation, to give it your full, deep, contemplative energy.
Only after this inner work is done will your response emerge, guided by your values. The depth of your care is hidden behind the necessary silence of your contemplation, a truth often missed by a world that equates emotional expression with immediate outward reaction. To possess a mind guided by introverted intuition is to hold a double-edged sword. One edge offers profound insight and vision, while the other can create significant challenges in navigating the concrete world. This next set of signs explores this inherent duality, revealing the characteristic strengths and struggles that define the path of the intuitive introvert. The seventh sign, and a source of much frustration, is that you sometimes struggle to translate your brilliant abstract visions into concrete reality. You can see the future, you can perceive the intricate web of connections, you can hold a complex system in your mind with perfect clarity. But when it comes to the messy, step-by-step real-world tasks required to bring that vision to life, you can feel lost or easily overwhelmed. From a Jungian perspective, this is because your most powerful dominant function is introverted intuition, I. Your inferior or least developed function is its polar opposite, extroverted sensing, which deals with engaging with the tangible sensory world in the present moment. This gap between your visionary strength and your practical engagement with the here and now is the core challenge for many INFJs and INTJs, often leading to feeling stuck in your head. Conversely, the eighth sign is a profound strength. You are fiercely independent in your thinking. You have a natural resistance to accepting ideas or beliefs simply because they are handed down by tradition, authority, or popular consensus. An idea is not true for you until it has been run through the deep, synthesizing processes of your own intuition and has clicked into place within your internal framework of understanding. You must arrive at conviction personally. This isn't born of arrogance, but of a deep-seated intellectual integrity. It can make you appear stubborn or contrarian to others, but it is the hallmark of a mind that refuses to outsource its own thinking and seeks authentic, personal truth. This intellectual independence is nourished by the ninth sign. You possess a rich and powerful inner world that serves as your primary refuge. Your mind is not just a tool, it is a sanctuary, a cathedral of thoughts, symbols, and imagined landscapes. This is the natural home of the Jungian introvert, the place you retreat to process, to find peace, and to feel most authentically yourself. This inner world is your wellspring of creativity and resilience, a source of strength that aligns beautifully with the Stoic concept of the inner citadel. It is a fortress you can carry with you always. The art of the intuitive introvert's life, then, becomes learning how to build bridges from this rich inner sanctuary to the outer world, so that the visions forged within can find their form and purpose without. While all intuitive introverts share the foundational lens of introverted intuition, this powerful visionary capacity is channeled into the world through one of two distinct paths, creating the two types we know as the INFJ and the INTJ. Understanding these paths reveals the final signs of this unique nature and points us towards a wisdom that can bring them greater balance. The path of the INFJ, the 10th sign, is one of intuition guided by human harmony. Their primary way of interacting with the world is through extroverted feeling, FE. They use their profound insights into patterns and futures to understand, connect with, and counsel others. Their focus is often on collective values, the emotional atmosphere, and the well-being of the human tribe. This leads to the 11th sign. Their deep empathy and uncanny ability to see into the motivations and souls of others can be both a great gift and a source of disturbance. Some feel deeply seen and understood in their presence, while others may find this penetrating insight to be unnerving or intrusive. The path of the INTJ, the 12th sign, is one of intuition guided by systemic logic. Their primary mode of external engagement is through extroverted thinking, TE. They take their complex visions and use them to build systems, architect long-range strategies, and bring logical order to the external world. Their focus is on efficiency, truth as an objective principle, and the effective implementation of their insights.
This creates the 13th sign. Their detached, logical clarity and visionary certainty can be perceived as brilliance and genius by those who value their insights, but it can also be misinterpreted as coldness, arrogance, or a dismissal of the human element by those who operate from a more feeling-centered place. Here, in the challenges faced by both paths, the timeless wisdom of Stoicism offers a powerful balancing agent. For the INFJ, so attuned to the suffering of others, Stoicism's dichotomy of control provides a vital shield, teaching them that they cannot carry the emotional weight of the world and that their peace lies in focusing on their own virtuous response. For the INTJ, so focused on systems and logic, the Stoic concept of sympatheia, our shared interconnectedness, offers a bridge to greater empathy and a reminder of their duty to the human community, balancing their logic with justice and compassion. For both types, the Stoic focus on the present moment can provide a much-needed anchor, grounding their powerful future-oriented intuition, while the pursuit of virtue offers a noble, unwavering purpose for their extraordinary visions.
We have journeyed together into the deep, often misunderstood, inner world of the intuitive introvert. We began by defining the very architecture of this psyche, the inward flow of energy and the profound pattern-seeking gaze of introverted intuition. We've explored the signs of this orientation, the mind that seeks the why over the what, that experiences sudden revelations, and that thrives on complex symbolic systems. We've seen how this inner nature shapes a unique social experience, one that craves deep connection over superficiality and can often be misinterpreted as aloofness. And we've acknowledged the inherent duality of this path, the visionary strength paired with the challenge of concrete action, the fierce intellectual independence, and the profound inner sanctuary that is a constant refuge. We've even touched upon the two great rivers through which this intuition flows into the world, the path of human harmony for the INFJ and the path of systemic logic for the INTJ, and how the timeless wisdom of Stoicism can offer balance to both. What then is the ultimate purpose of recognizing these signs in yourself? It is not to place yourself in a neat, restrictive box. Carl Jung's typology was never intended as a rigid labeling system, but as a compass, a map to help you understand the innate orientation of your own consciousness. Recognizing yourself in these signs is an act of profound self-affirmation. It is permission to stop trying to be someone you are not. It is the validation that your need for depth, your pull towards the unseen, your quiet, contemplative nature is not a flaw, but your unique psychological signature, your gift. Embracing your nature as an intuitive introvert is a crucial step on the lifelong path of individuation. It is about honoring the way your soul naturally perceives and engages with the world, so you can consciously work with your strengths, support your weaknesses, and walk your unique path with greater confidence and less inner friction. The world desperately needs your vision, your depth, your capacity to see the long-term patterns and the unseen connections. May this understanding be a source of strength, empowering you to embrace your unique way of being, to trust your profound inner compass, and to share your rare and valuable insights with a world so often lost in the noise of the surface.